This is Mr. Moorhead, and I'm coming to you live again from Moorhead Studios. This time it is dark in Garner, North Carolina. So, yesterday, I can't even speak, it's so late. Yesterday, you learned about John Harrison and how people went into the ocean and they could not find their location, had no idea where they were. So John Harrison invents a way to measure longitude using a clock. We have latitude, we have longitude, and when you have those two together, it forms a grid. These invisible lines will keep you from ever getting lost ever again. So what we are going to look at today are a couple of things, and then you're going to do some activities on a worksheet that your teacher has. First off, when John Harrison invented his clock, now we can measure longitude. Now we have latitude. We actually, at that point, get two different types of location. The first location that we have is relative. This is the one that everybody uses. This is the only one that existed for several thousand years. So if I say I'm in the classroom and you say you're in the classroom, that is relative to where we are. It's based on our perspective. Your classroom and my classroom are two different places. The same way that if we're in the same classroom and somebody asks where we are, and I might say I'm in the front of the classroom, you might be in the back of the classroom. So again, this is completely on our perspective. Some examples of relative location. A good way to think about this, if you told someone in another country, would they be able to find exactly where you were? Okay, and chances are they couldn't. So examples of relative location. I'm at my house. I'm at 5353 Buffalo Road. Even though that's an address, there are hundreds of points where you could be on that property. I'm at Cleveland Middle School. I'm at the high school. I'm standing in line at Walmart. I am on the toilet. Not me. I'm giving that as an example. So all of those are examples of relative location. So you can see I even have a zip code up there. You could be in so many different cities, even with that zip code. Moving right along. Relative, that's a general one. But John Harrison gives us absolute. That pinpoints exactly where you are on the planet. Now, to have absolute, you must have both longitude and latitude, not just one. You've got to have them both. So, our two types of location, relative and absolute. Our examples of absolute: 28 degrees north, 15 west, 13 degrees south, 122 degrees east. Those are the imaginary lines that run across the globe, and they pinpoint exactly where you are. So what we can do here is maybe pause the video. I want you to get just these two notes. You can take them on the same paper you did yesterday. You can find a new paper. I just want you to know relative and absolute location. Once you guys have that down, we can move on to our next part of the lesson. On that next part, we're going to be talking about how we actually use latitude and longitude. The first thing you have to do to be able to get this is know that latitude always comes first. It's in alphabetical order. So if I ever give two coordinates, latitude must be the first one. If somebody does that and gives longitude first and latitude second, they've done it incorrectly. You cannot do it that way. Computers wouldn't understand it. GPS type machine would not understand it. Latitude always comes first. So you can see in my example here, 20 degrees north, okay, that's the line that runs this way. That means it's 20 degrees above the equator, works like a ladder. So that's the latitude. 80 degrees west is the longitude. So again, first number is latitude, second number is longitude. If we get to this example, sometimes you'll see it just says 0. If the first number is 0, or first coordinate is 0, that's the equator, because that line, 0, is latitude. The second number, right here, that is the longitude. So if I had a different number, let's try 20 degrees north here, and then it said 0. That 0 would be the prime meridian. If it just said 0, 0, The first number is latitude, that's the equator. Second number is always longitude, that is the prime meridian. So again, don't let this zero trick you if you ever see that. Just look at which spot it's in. If it's the first one, it's the equator. If it's the second one, it's the prime meridian. Okay, so now we're going to see actually how to use this. Now, while I'm on the screen share, unfortunately, you can't see my hands, but you have to use your fingers. All right, you must use two fingers. I tried to teach this yesterday to some kids, and they're using all kinds of fingers, and they are confused. This is like your pointer finger. This is what you need to be able to find latitude and longitude, at least on our worksheet. We're doing a very simplified version of this. Okay, so here is my globe. And unfortunately, I can't blow it up any more than this. This is actually the third time I've made this video. And when I blew it up, it actually wouldn't show. It just said loading every time I did it. So anyway, this is about the best you can do, or the best I can do on the screen. Your teacher does have a copy of this worksheet. So again, if you would like to pause me now, you can hand out this copy of the worksheet and you guys can do exactly what I'm doing on the board right at your seat. So let's go ahead and pause now if you haven't already given out the worksheet, and let's make sure that everybody gets this worksheet with the globe. Now, don't work ahead of me. It's very important that you follow what I am doing. All right, friends, you should have the worksheet now. Let's go through this. If I'm given two coordinates, let's say 40 degrees north, 100 west, I am going, and you can see my cursor here, I'm going to put one finger on 40 north, one finger on 100 west, and I must make those fingers go together. I have to stay on the line though. If you think of most major sports, like you can't go over the line or you can't go past the line. Same way with this, got to stay on the line. So I put one finger here and I'm going to trace this line across. I'm going to put one finger here and trace this line up. And if I do that, remember I'm using the two fingers, I am coming together this way, staying on the line, I would be in North America. So the answer to 40 north, 100 west is North America. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try 20 north, 20 east. Here is my 20 north. I would put one finger here. Make sure you do this. Here is my 20 east. Put one finger here. I am going to bring my fingers together. One going up this line, one going up this line, and I would be in Africa. Let's try another one. 20 south, 80 east. One finger on 20 south. And if you want to, like, if you're maybe you're right or left-handed, depending on your, like, what way you want to do it, the same lines are over here. Okay, the same way that the lines up here are the same lines that are down here. So it doesn't matter really where you start, as long as you find the correct line. Oopsies. All right, let's go back. Here we go. Oh, my computer's being evil. Froze a little bit. I think I'd said, what was it? 20 south, 80 east. So we're going to do that. I'll do it over here so that you get a different look at it. I'm going to put one finger right here. I'm going to put one finger on 80 east. I move my fingers together, and that would put me in the Indian Ocean. Let me show you one that people often get confused on. Do you see 80 south down here? 80 south runs through Antarctica. You don't see a bunch of the line because it runs through here. Same way with 60 north, it runs through North America. You don't see the line right there. It's still there. All right, so if I had 20 west, 80 south, I put one finger on 80, I put one finger on 20. And on this one, it's a little unique because you're going down the line, okay, because we're going to 80 south. So I put one finger here, running across, one finger here, running across. Those coordinates would put me, yep, you guessed it, Antarctica. So what you will do is complete the rest of the assignment. But I want to show you one thing before I go. Sometimes that might say the coordinate 30 degrees north. And kids freak out. They're like, what kind of wizardry is this? There's no 30 degrees there. This isn't Hogwarts. I don't do magic. I don't understand it. If you see the 20 here and the 40 there are actually hundreds upon hundreds of lines in between here. We don't put them on the globe because you wouldn't be able to see the globe. It would be all lines. There is actually a 21 and a half. I think for my absolute location, mine is like 28.234. and that would put me at my classroom. That's the latitude of my classroom. So again, there's lines in between here. So if I said 30 north, here's 20, here's 40, 30 is going to be in the middle. What if I said 25? I know 30 is in the middle. 25 would be halfway between the middle and this. It'd be like a quarter, so somewhere in here. So let's try that. Let's say that I said 30 degrees north, and we will try 100 east. So I put one finger here. I put one finger here. I am bringing my fingers together. Again, I'm tracing across that imaginary line, and I would be in Asia. So the answer to that one would be Asia. Okay, same way over here. There is a 41 degrees east. It would be slightly past 40. There is a 65 degrees east. So I would probably guess right about here. Now, one thing I want to help you with, it confused some of the other kids. Pretty much anything below 60 south that's in the water, that's the Southern Ocean. You guys should remember that from your map game. Anything above 80 north, that is going to be the Arctic Ocean. So Southern Ocean here, Arctic Ocean up there. Now, you got a lot of examples to do. I want you to work on those examples. If you finish, which most of you will, I want you to go into Google Classroom. There will be a GIM kit there. It's another fishing one, and it's just going to give you coordinates, and it's going to ask you where they are. Use this map. Use this map, find the coordinates, answer the question, go fishing. It's completely up to your teacher. It's not up to me. This would be a good one that if you are, I guess, are behaving and doing what you're supposed to, be a good one probably to work in groups. You guys can help each other. Again, the group work, kids love the group part. They don't do the work part. So you should be actually working. Again, if your teacher allows it, not me. It is up to whatever teacher is in there. So do the map. And again, if you get super, super confused and don't understand it, I'm just down the hallway. I would be happy to answer a question. You could probably even email me, and I might be able to answer it for you that way. So I hope you guys enjoyed the assignment. Again, you need to make sure you had those notes that I put up there. Again, you're pausing the screen. You want to make sure that you finish the assignment that is on the map, and then you're going to go play the GIM kit. Have a great day, kids. Bye for now.